Hey, so welcome to Level Up Podcast. I'm your host, Tony Gilmore, and I just want to spend some time today kind of talking about some leadership principles that I learned from watching Deion Sanders' journey from Jackson State to now Colorado. There are these 5 things that I was able to glean from him as a leader that I feel would be impactful for anybody wanting to go into a new environment and bring change or change the attitude of those that are in a corporation, a team, a school, whatever. You know, one of the first things that jumped out at me was this simple thought: you can't please everybody. I mean, when you really look at the decision that he made to leave Jackson State, there are many in the HBCU community that are frustrated. They said that he was fake. They said that he was never really SWAC in the first place. All of the things that would say that they are displeased with his decision. But at the end of the day, he has to do what God told him to do. And sometimes as a leader, as a person, you will have to make decisions that other people flat out aren't happy with. And you've got to live with that decision. That's why it's important for me to always know, am I following God? Am I following man? And as a leader, you have always got to make the decision that follows the path that God wants you to go on. The second leadership lesson or insight that I learned from Deion Sanders was, the team you surround yourself with determines your success. In his interview, in his talk to the Colorado football team, when he showed up on campus that day, man, he said a lot of powerful and very direct things to that team. I mean, he told some of the kids to enter the portal. That's like saying, get off my team, you're not going to make it. But one of the things that I really learned from watching that conversation with the team was the team that he surrounded himself with. He already told them, 10 of my players from Jackson State, they're coming with me. He even alluded to the fact that some of his coaching staff will be coming with him as well. He pulled out one of his coaches that had been with him for 16 years and just took the moment to allow him to speak to the team about the expectations that he has for them. That spoke volumes to me, because success doesn't happen in isolation. It happens with the team. And Deion had a team of people that have been with him, that have brought him success. And he was like, nah, even when I go on to this new venture, I'm bringing this squad with me, because they are the reason why I'm successful. As a leader, who you have in your inner circle, who you have on your squad is going to determine your success. And you want people that are loyal to you and loyal to the vision. So you've got to have the right team in place. The third thing that I learned from Deion was that the problem you solve is your legacy. Come on, think about this for a second. He walked into Jackson State and it was like, Jackson State who? Nobody, if you follow HBCU football in colleges, you know who they are. But I mean, honestly speaking, from a sports standpoint, nobody really knew who they were. And he came on that campus and in 3 years turned that program all the way around, to the fact that when he leaves, he will probably be 27 or 28 and 5. He brought success to a problematic program, but I want to even go even deeper. He brought notoriety and exposure to HBCU football and sports. And if there was nothing else that he did, he put a highlight or a spotlight on HBCU sports that I believe will be there for the long haul. He solved the problem, and that will be what he's known for, going into HBCU, Jackson State, and making them a winner. As a leader, what problem are you solving? Because it's the problem you see and solve that will be the legacy that will be with you forever. This fourth lesson is really something that really stuck out to me. A complacent culture requires change. Now, I mean, come on. If you watch, it's about a 14-minute segment of him talking to the Colorado football team. And I mean, he is dropping bombs in this room. He said, I'm coming. I'm coming. He says, my squad, they're coming. And he even wanted the team to join in the chant, I'm coming. Why? Because he wants them to change their mindset from being complacent and being satisfied with losing to wanting to be winners. As all throughout the interview, all throughout the conversation with the team, he spoke to the fact, things are going to change. Things are going to change. Players are going to change. Coaches are going to change. He even said the uniforms are going to change. And all I can think about is when you're a leader going into a complacent culture, things have to change. You don't change a culture by leaving everything the same. You change a culture by changing attitudes and behaviors and values. And what he's bringing to Colorado football is a whole attitude change, a swag that they didn't have before. And that's why he said, hey, some of you players, you're going to have to enter the portal, because if you're not going to come in and be a part of the change, then you don't need to be here. That may sound harsh, it may sound hard, but complacent cultures don't change on their own. Complacent cultures change when you change the things or the aspects that made it complacent in the first place. And a lot of times, complacency starts at the top and then filters its way to the bottom. If you want to change a culture and make it winning, you got to change some things. The fifth thing that I learned from Deion in this situation is that leaders challenge people to do better. Is that as he walks into this environment, he is telling Colorado, I'm coming and you got to get better. As a matter of fact, one of his coaches spoke to the fact that they demand that their players watch video, that they watch their opponents and they figure out the tendencies. And they said that if that player is not paying attention to film that week, not watching film that week, that player won't play. What does that say? I am challenging you each week, each day to get better. Leaders challenge people to get better. And when I watched that video, and honestly, watching how Deion has handled his team at Jackson State, when he spoke to the players in Colorado, he said, there won't be hats in my meeting. There won't be phones in my meeting. You will not wear earrings. We are going to be the same. He was challenging them to change and be who they wanted to be as winners. And one of the first things he wanted to challenge them to do is be unified. And that is powerful. And I believe that in those 5 leadership lessons, you can level up your leadership and make a difference. But check this out. I want you to do me a favor and just tell me in the chat, like, what are some of the things that you learned from this situation with Deion, and how can we grow from that as well? I also have one bonus point that I want to give to you. My bonus point is this: winning isn't winning if it's not with the ones you love. Winning is not winning if it isn't with the ones you love. The one thing you see all throughout the video with Deion is he is with his wife and his kids. They're a part of the process. They're a part of this whole journey with them. I mean, even so much so that his son, he's already said, is going to be the starting quarterback at Colorado. And all I can think about is at the end of my life and the end of my days, when I've done everything that I could do to be as best a leader that I could, if I didn't lead my family well, it's all in vain. If I don't have the love of my family, the respect of my family, it is all in vain. You don't win unless you're winning with the ones you love. That's my bonus point for today. So listen, if you gained insight from this or clarity or whatever it did to add value to you, do me a favor, share it with someone else and help them to grow in the same way that you're growing through this content. You know, you can also follow me on Instagram Instagram and social media is Tony Gilmore 5, and you'll be able to see different updates of things that are going on in my world and the teams that I'm leading. But more than anything, I would love for you to hit the like and subscribe button and tap the bell so you can be geared up for every video that's going to be coming across. Beyond that, thank you all for your time. We are getting better with every moment, every second, every day. Level up your leadership, because when you become a better leader, the people you lead become better people. God bless.